The idea of asking these questions, in asking them and getting to the why, the how faster. So I've been talking to a lot of CROs, and this one gentleman, he said, Steve, in today's day and age, it's harder to get the meetings. The time between meetings is longer. The time that we have with them, our prospects and buyers, is shorter when we actually do have the meeting. So we've got to really make use of that time more than we ever have before. Are you feeling that as well? How does that change the dynamics of the arc and how you're asking these questions and making use of that time?
That's a fantastic question. See, what has happened in today's world is customers had Google, now they have ChatGPT, Perplexity, Cloud. The amount of time a customer used to invest in getting to know you in the early part of those meetings
Yeah.
is zilch change because they can get everything from their computer, right? You ask ChatGPT to give you a SWOT analysis of the guy coming to meet me. And customers by today, they know what they want. They just want to know if the vendor can work in my, I'll stick to my enterprise SaaS world, whether the company is stable, whether the product kind of fits into my overall enterprise architecture, what are the security ramifications. They also will know kind of the ballpark costs the SaaS companies operating at. So the customer getting to know you is something that they don't have the time for because they already think they know you. You have to go in there, present yourself in a quick jiffy 30-second, 60-second elevator pitch of who you are, what you do, and get into the art of slicing and dicing why the customer's 30 minute can be utilized better. And that is when preparation becomes very important. So you're already going with an understanding of where the customer's business is headed. Taking a pause there and explain this with an example. In my business, I sell a lot of trucking companies. Given that the war is going on, fuel prices are at all-time high. Tariffs have impacted cross-border movement of trucks across Mexico and the US. The revenue per mile, the final metric for any trucking company, is at an all-time low. They are surviving, struggling to find loads for their trucks. It starts from there. If you can navigate and understand that a long haul truck or an auto lifter, what kind of revenue per mile is he operating at? And based on that, what could be his problem? Is the problem looking like this truck? Because it's an auto hauler, logic tells me that it'll up and down the forklift every time the cars have to be loaded and brought down. That will have a draining impact on the battery. So you kind of assess the need and funnel the need assessment cycle into a bucket to start probing the customer as to whether those are the first few elementary problem areas. So you have taken it apart by the virtue of being closer to his business. By this demonstrated line of questioning, you have already built his interest that the guy knows my industry and my business. And then the art of jumping into his problem statement at that point of time becomes a much faster exercise. So again, taking it back, that's why metric is very important. It gives you a framework as to how to prepare before a meeting very well. So you are heading into a meeting with the perspective that I will not waste my time on situation problem questions. That is searchable, that is digestible. I will get into implication and need provoking questions very, very fast.